I got one of the Cannondale number 2 at the shop, getting a swing arm bolt pressed out of it. I built my press, but I couldn't get it to fit in it. So I was going to put the whole quad through and then press the bolt out, but I'm just going to let them take care of it. They won't charge me much. Swing arm bolt's really stuck. I soaked it, heated it up, blah, blah, blah. It was not coming out, and I didn't feel like cutting the swing arm, so I just brought it to them. I could have taken care of it. I just didn't feel like investing the time. So it's been a busy week for me. I just cleaned, detailed the Outback, did a motor swap, tinted the windows, shined up the wheels, new tires and brakes all the way around, new motor in it, and just cleaned up the Jeep because we already sold it, so I was just getting it ready to sell. Well, it is ready to sell because it's already sold. The GT, finished up the motor swap, 2.5 non-turbo, 2001, put an 02 RS motor in it, just a long block, everything else from the GT. I did the head gaskets, timing belt, water pump on it. Car's now for sale. Did the tires all the way around, painted the calipers red all the way around. It looked like a big basket case when I first got it, but straightened it all out. The only thing wrong with the body's this dent. It's got a crack in the windshield. Motor swap came out great. Car drives like a dream. Head gaskets, timing belt, water pump, clutch, timing belt pulleys, all the accessory belts, spark plugs and wires, and oil and filter, and painted the long block. So all came out really good. Did the swap 90% myself. My dad helped me pull the motor out, and putting it back in was 100% myself. Did the clutch myself, head gaskets myself, everything else did myself. So I'm glad this one came out nicely. Now we're just looking to sell it. My dad's Benz. So I did not want a Subaru for myself. I was mainly supposed to drive around the Firebird to school, but I want to take my time restoring it correctly the way I want it. I don't want to just put it together that way I can drive it. So I was going to drive this 2.5 RS to school, but I prefer to have a turbo car like a WRX. So I left the 2.5 RS here. We're just looking to sell it now. Well, we have been looking to sell it. It's looking good. Cleaned up nice, waxed it, washed it, and everything. Cleaned up pretty good. SCR here. So since I wanted a WRX, well, not really. I did not want a WRX. As I said, I wanted to drive the Firebird to school, and I was going to buy myself an 02 and up Dodge Ram with either a 5.7 Hemi or a diesel motor in it, and then lift it with about an 11-inch lift and about 40-inch tires. But then I decided to just drive the Firebird for now, and I wasn't planning on getting a WRX unless I got one for a good price. So I was on Craigslist yesterday, and I found this bad boy. It's an 02 WRX, sitting on 17s, 3-inch catback, stock intercooler. It's got an aftermarket intake on it, stock turbo, new radiator, JDM motor swap. The kid, it's got 203,000 miles on the body. The kid blew the motor up at 200 exactly, 200 and 150. And then you put a JDM motor in it for $1,300, 3,000 or 3,200 and something miles later. It's got 203,065. So yeah, 3,000 miles later, he blew up the JDM motor. So then he sold the car, and the guy that he sold it to did not want to fix it. So then I bought the car from him. Right now I'm just charging up the battery on it because yesterday it was about a 2-hour drive home with the flashers on because it was nighttime. So battery went kind of dead. I shaved all the emblems off the trunk. The guy already did the Subaru, but then there was all the stickiness, so I got all that off. He had some weird sticker over here. I took that off. Took the stickers off the back window, except for the Subaru Performance Tuning sticker. He had a couple stickers on the body. We couldn't find the key for the lug nuts, so I had one that fit pretty snug. Now I got to work on getting it out. And then while I was looking inside the trunk today, I ended up finding the key, but then I found out it did the same thing. The reason why it fits snug is because it's pretty rusty in the lug nuts, so I'm probably just going to swap all the lug nuts anyway. The interior is clean. Right now it's got a knocking rod, got an extra grill, extra wing, but I like this wing. If I pop the trunk, it's got a cheap boost gauge on it. Doesn't have a boost controller though, which kind of sucks. Guy gave me an extra fender. This is the old one. He replaced it. They matched the paint very well. Couldn't even tell. Subaru Performance Tuning license plate guard. STI style shifter knob. Got to adjust the back brake, the back emergency brake. It's got a gear shifting, just in case you don't know. I guess how it goes. Needs a steering wheel. I got the car for $2,000. My plans. Here, let me just fire it up so you guys can hear the motor. I don't want to run it for too long. I don't want to blow the turbo. So yeah, my plans were to find a STI 2.5 short block, because these things use the 2.0, and then make it a hybrid build, put a 2.5 short block with 2.0 heads, but I'd prefer not to raise up the compression on it. So I'm going to keep a 2.0 short block, which is kind of hard for me to find. So I think I'm going to take on the challenge of rebuilding this short block all by myself, or with my dad's help if he feels like it. So basically, I'm pretty sure it's a TD04 turbo or VF48. I'm pretty sure it's TD04. Just got to double check. I plan on, I can do anything on Subaru. I've never done a WRX before. But non-turbo Subarus, I can do anything from the heads up. I've done a timing belt kit on a WRX, so I know how to set the timing. That's fine. I've never pulled the heads on a WRX, but I've pulled the heads on a 98 Forester, which is also dual cam. So I can pretty much do from the heads up. Just the short blocks, it was what I never messed with. I was going to get a 2.5 non-turbo short block and throw it in and just lower the boost, but I prefer to keep the turbo short block in it. So I just checked it up, about $350 for a crank, and about $80 for bearings, for connecting rod bearings, and about $150 for a piston kit, which I thought was very cheap. And then probably about $100 for head gaskets, $150 for a timing belt kit. Just call that $300. So I'd say about $1,000, maybe $1,100 to get the car back up and running. I think it looks really nice. I like it. The paint looks like it's 2 different colors. It's not. It's just the way the sun's hitting it. It's got a little ding in the door. The guy just put new headlights on it because they were all fogged up. A little ding in the door, nothing too bad. But yeah, the headlights were all fogged up, so he changed those out. Car looks really nice. It's an 02 Bug-Eye STI plate. I mean, for $2,000, probably let's even say if I have 35 in it, that's not bad. Subaru performance tuning air intake. That's what's on it. It's got 17s, 235, 45, 17, I think. I think the ZRs. No, just Rs, so not high-performance tires. But yeah, I'm liking it. It's nice. I plan on vacuuming it, washing it. Well, not washing. I'm going to wait till after the motor swap. But I'm thinking about trying to find like a blown WRX 2.0 engine, build that. That way I could still start the car up and move it around the yard. Because once the motor's out, I won't be able to. And if I can get one of those, I'll rebuild that one. And then rebuild my heads, throw the heads on that one, put the motor back in the car. Let me know what you guys think of my plans. Talk to you guys later.